Hey there, geeks. This is Carrie with the officially unofficial geek channel comic roundup for the week, and my special guest star, my new sonic screwdriver, which I am not talking about any Doctor Who comics today, but I love it all the same. Found it $5 at Barnes & Noble. Had to have it. Good thing I got paid this week. Anywho, so like I said, this is your weekly comic book roundup with the officially unofficial Geek channel. This is your host, me, Carrie Quinn, here to talk to you about the comics for this week of 5/24, May 24th, the week of May 24th. How many different ways can I fucking say it? So we've got quite a few, so let's dive right in. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to talk about here is Mr. Miracle #1. Now, here he is. Very colorful cover. I really love the art and the color here. The concept. I really like the color concept. Easton wrote on this one, so this is pretty cool. Meh. I would love to say that I love this one. I know that other people have read it and have liked it. But if you were only just jumping in at this point in the story with Mr. Miracle, excuse me, I had hiccups. Whoa. This is the first time for me. If you're only just jumping in like me, this might be a big meh for you. At least it was for me. I don't know about any of you that have never had a lot of history with Mr. Miracle before, but for me, it was pretty lackluster. Wasn't really much to have me coming back for it. It was nice. There wasn't much of the history of the character. I ended up having to go back and do a Wikipedia search, a Google search, to know even just a little bit about what was going on, because there wasn't much history talked about in the issue. Did kind of get to it at the end. There was a little bit of cliffhanger, so that was interesting. Plus side to it, it did get my interest a little bit when it talked about some of the art. Well, it talked about relevance involving, current social, political climate involving protests and Black Lives Matter and that kind of thing. That actually was a good point for me. I was really into that because I really like the idea of more Black people, more brown people, and all that should be more heroes. And so that was a plus for me. But overall, wasn't that big of a deal for me. I wish it was. I really wanted it to be. But unfortunately it wasn't. Wasn't a big deal for me. So moving on, I'm going to talk about one that actually did make an impact on me this week, before I talk about any others that were kind of meh for me. And that is Robin 2. So, for those of you that thought there may have been a possibility, my cat's trying to get at this. There may have been a possibility that Robin 2 was going to be about Tim Drake. You obviously don't know what the word Lazarus means in comic books. Yep, Damien has healed and is back and cockier than ever. Cockier than ever before, as he decides that the second best way to introduce himself is in the group is to basically kill everyone after, calming down long enough to hear the rules. Yeah, so he missed out on the first explanation of the rules because the stunt that he pulled in Robin 1. You can't really talk about Robin 2 without talking about and giving away what happened with Robin 1. Okay, so basically, Robin got cocky upon his arrival on Lazarus Island, and got his heart torn from his chest. And he came to find out that nobody dies on Lazarus Island, at least not right away. So he did find out about the rules long enough to make the decision that he was going to show everyone exactly who Robin was, and basically killed everybody, and everybody else came back to life. And so Ravenger, who you may be familiar with, is Deathstroke's daughter. She is trying to get Robin to work with her, and comes up with the best idea of something that she can give him. And it's a lesson that Batman or his mom or his grandpa never taught him. And I'm not going to give away what that lesson is, because it is actually really, really poignant. And I really liked the concept behind the lesson. And you're going to have to go ahead and read the book to check it out, because I'm not going to give everything away for you. That's not how we roll. Not at all. Okay, so there was a pause there. I had to take a break real quick, but I'm back with you guys now, so that's great. So the next comic we're going to talk about this week is Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn number 3. And so this was good. This was good. Okay, the art starting to grow on me a little bit, but I still really don't like it all that much. When this is one of those things where it's like, when what I really love about this issue is when you're trying to make an impact on the world, you should play to your strengths. And that's kind of what it dives into here with Harley Quinn, and what Harley and Kevin are trying to do. Yes, Harley and her sidekick Kevin, we join them on their quest to do something good in the community, to try to help people deal with the aftermath of the Joker War. And Harley has decided that she's going to play to her strengths, and that's her plan. She's going to, she's going to start a support group, and for people that were done wrong by the Joker, taken advantage of by the Joker, people that used to work for him that don't anymore and need help, basically, reassimilating themselves into society. And it's a really great idea, because she wants there to be an alternative between not doing anything, and Hugo Strange's method, which you will find out more about if you read this issue, and it's bad. We already knew it was going to be bad, but it is really bad. So she and Kevin put up flyers and get the word out about their plan, their support group meeting, and there's a few people actually come. So it's like, at first Harley was thinking nobody was going to come, and there's a few people actually come. And so that's always good. But, chaos ensues, and things happen. So you're going to have to find out exactly how that goes down. One of the things that there's a lot of voiceover in this with Harley, talking about some training that she had in college, and a class that she took, where there was a lecture where it talked about the nature of smiling. And she talked about all the different kinds of smiles and the reasons people smile, and some of the reactions she's had to people's smiles. And there's this 2-page fold out, where she's talking about different kinds of smiles and reactions to smiles and that kind of thing, like where the smiles intentions come from, and all that. And it's really nice. There's moments in it that really were like, oh golly. If you are keeping up on, if you've been keeping up on Harley, been keeping up on her appearances in other Gotham comics, and all that, that Harley is pretty sad, involving uh, uh, Dr. Pamela Isley, Ivy, Poison Ivy. Um, and one of the things where she's talking about, she's like, there's this moment where she's like, there's a smile that can melt your heart, melt the coldest heart. And she's picturing Ivy being there. And it was just really beautiful. And there's like there's different kinds of smiles that she talks about, and different people that represent those smiles to her, and their intentions behind them. And that was just one of the moments. And where she's talking about, her Pammy, her Poison Ivy, um, and it's just really beautiful, and it's really worth it for these moments where you see Harley really kind of coming into who she is and who she could be as a person, while not giving into the status quo at all. Uh, and I really love that about this comic. And even with the concept of the art just still escaping me, it's still something that my love for Harley runs deep. So I'll be keeping with this. So I just really want Harley to find her Pammy again, and I you know I would be very excited when that happens. um, so this was a really good one. It wasn't my favorite of the week. We will eventually get to that. We got ways to go on that, but it's up there. It's up there. It was one of my favorites. So then let's go ahead and talk about one that was not so much one of my favorites. Uh, and that is Batman Superman number 18. Ay, lights, camera, no action, guys. Okay. Um, this month, the is okay. So, all right, all right. This month, in the story of how Robin continues to avoid his trigonometry homework, um, we get more answers as into how the travel between the universes is happening, and Batman ends up coming face to face with someone that there should have been way it should have been way more of a big deal, I think, than it was made to be in the story. What you're going to find out is, if you feel the same way I do, you're going to find out that basically there's a lot of lackluster moments in this book this month. And you know what the thing is every once in a while you've got to have there's even the strongest of books is going to have one of those months where it's like, and that's definitely probably this month for Batman Superman, in my humble opinion. Um, I really thought that it should have been played up more than it was. And if you've read the book, whether you feel the same way I do or not about the moment, Batman coming face to face with a certain person, even though in another universe, I feel like that should have been more emotional, even for Batman, considering who it was. Um, the twist is kind of downplayed there, and by the fact that at one point, um, this one person is imprisoned in Wayne Manor, and I'm not going to tell you who it is, because obviously this is Wayne Manor in another dimension. It's not the Wayne Manor that our Batman comes from. It's another universe, Wayne Manor, and a certain somebody is being imprisoned there. And so that's connected to what is happening with the travel between parallel universes. And there's a little there's something at the end. There's a whole supposed climax at the end where someone from so basically Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna tell you guys, alright? Because I'm just gonna mark this video as being definite spoilers. Here's the thing. Lex Luthor is being held prisoner. That universe is Lex Luthor is being held prisoner in Wayne Manor. Okay. So then you find out that the certain other person involved in the story that I'm not giving away. I'm not giving it away. I'm going to leave something not uncovered. Is handing over prisoners to the Lex Luthor in the other universe. Okay? That's what's going on. So there's this point where Batman and Superman both, and Robin and Lois, all four of them, both realize that if a deal is not going down involving these two universes, this one place is going to be definitely happening at this other place. So they all converge there. And there's this big to do and fight and all that. And it seems like, so there's two Lex Luthors there. Two. Okay? It seems like all of a sudden we get to the point where, what happened to the second Lex? What happened? There's like no actual information. It's like they lost track of their Lex. Is he just sitting in the corner reading the newspaper or something? Because all they really deal with is one of the Lexes at a certain point. And the second one is maybe, like I said, reading a newspaper in the corner at this point. And they don't do anything else with him for the entire issue. It's like he poof disappeared. Okay, so to me, it just seems like there's kind of a little bit of a problem with the storytelling here, because it just is like, we're just gonna forget about this other Lex. Oh wait, there's a second Lex. Oh whoops. So yeah. So there was some kind of lazy storytelling here, in my humble opinion, and not everyone can be on the ball all the time, so that's what we've got here. And that's the story of Batman and Superman, and Batman and Superman this month. And it's okay. It's okay. It was still okay to read. It just, to me, those were some of the major issues I had. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to something that I didn't have a lot of major issues with, and that is Action Comics 1031, everyone. Yes. I ended up snagging the variant cover for this one, and I thought it was really cool. And when the people that was there in the shop, when I grabbed it, mentioned that they kind of liked it because it looked like the old school TV series, and I have to agree with them. So it's really great. So Action Comics 1031, picking up where we last had Action Comics, so that's good. Why wouldn't it? I don't have a lot to say about this one because I don't want to give a lot away like I did the previous comic. Sorry, guys. So when we last left Superman and John, with the ship giving off the ancient Kryptonian language, being chased by Mongols Warzoons. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Both John and Superman work together to save them and bring them back to the Fortress of Solitude. Okay, because it seems like a good idea, especially since people are talking ancient Kryptonian language. Probably want to bring them back somewhere safe. So, I mean, where else but the Fortress of Solitude? Fortress of Solitude, excuse me. While Superman goes off and to get more info about their the wreckage and of their visitors, Kara Supergirl is here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Kara, Supergirl, and John do some more research on the survivors, whom are very badly injured, some of them near death. So they're being taken care of in the Fortress of Solitude, and Kara is still operating on this idea that trying to figure out if they're Kryptonian or not. And to be honest with you, John isn't buying any of it. John is very what's the word I'm going to use? He's very skeptical of it all, and I just got to say, and this is par for course with a lot of things in not only comics and cartoons and movies and TV and everything. Nobody ever listens to the kids, and I think that this is going to be an issue where somebody needs to have listened to the kid because the kid is the one that's going to make the most sense here, and the kid being John here. So nobody listens to the kid. He flies off. Everyone not only listens to him, but they kind of write him off a little bit. Like, they're basically trying to talk to him like he's being too judgmental, kind of. So he goes off on his own, and no giving away the ending, but I just have to say that I think people should listen to the kids more, because the kids notice things more than adults do. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, whew, moving on to next to last issue that I'm going to talk about this week. I am really glad. Teen Titans Academy, number 3. Wow. Okay. So this almost got issued the week. That's why I'm talking about it next to last. I really enjoyed it. Once again, continuing on with the concept that I had brought up in a previous comic review video, that if you are not reading Teen Titans Academy with the new Suicide Squad issues, you are missing out on part of the story. So please, that's one of those things where I will say, if you're reading one, you should be reading the other, hands down. Oh wow, there was some stuff about Bolt's. Let's see here. There's some stuff. I'm looking at my notes here. There's some stuff about Bolt's backstory. So what the hell does Amanda Waller have on Bolt, except for the fact that she had some bad luck as a kid, She's still technically a kid. Bolt is still a kid. She's at the Teen Titans Academy to learn about being a superhero. So what the hell exactly does Amanda Waller have on Bolt? Well, in true Waller style, she's now taking advantage of whatever the situation is in her head, by making sure that Bolt is never able to comfortably get away from her or her own past. And now she has her sights set also on Red X, who showed up at the end of the last Suicide Squad issue, and has graciously provided or suggested he could provide help in the situation involving Bolt. And it looks like Amanda Waller not only wants his help, but also is basically treating this first foray into the Teen Titans Academy building as his audition. God damn, Waller. Okay, so not like anyone actually wants to audition to have a fucking bomb planted in their brain to go do your will for you, Amanda, but okay. It's his audition time. Anywho. So he is going to help his audition is basically helping the Suicide Squad nab Bolt from the Teen Titans Academy. So they get there, and here's the kicker: whose side is he on? You think from any of the other issues talking about Red X lately that he's a bad guy, and I'm assuming he probably is in some way. Um, but by the end of this issue, some things are said, some things happen. It's going to make you question. You'll definitely be questioning whose side is he really on. And you're still going to be questioning who he is. You don't even know who he is in the first place. So, because he's always the red X mask. So, who is he? And whose side is he really on? We'll find out eventually, probably. Okay, so that leaves us with one issue. Um, it is my issue of the week, my favorite issue of the week. And this was a tough choice because Teen Titans Academy was really good. Um, but let's dig into Detective Comics 1036. Wow. Okay, The Hunted and the Huntress. The Hunted is him. And I'll tell you why in a moment. Wow. Okay, Huntress. Woo, baby girl. All right. So Batman is investigating Sarah Worf's murder. You saw about that in the last issue. Of which, to be completely honest with you, because of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, Batman is a suspect in her murder. And with that, he also comes across Lady Clayface. Lady Clayface, yes. Lady Clayface is here. Now, what's really cool is she tells them that she was able to escape the gas terrorism at Arkham that happened in Infinite Frontier number 0. That was kind of the kicking off point for the Batman storyline. So she was able to escape that, but has taken damage from it. Obviously, she's having a rough time, experiencing some PTSD from not only that, but also what she witnessed involving the death of Sarah Worth. And, but let me tell you, who comes along and steals the show here is the Huntress. I freaking love this issue because she is looking at the big picture with Batman and trying to see and work out a connection between a number of murders happening recently in the area. So they start working together to try and figure out what's up with everything before before somebody catches Batman and he goes down for murder. Because that's where this is headed, because he is the number one suspect because he was the last person seen at the crime. And I really love that the Huntress tale as well is cleaning in, is kind of combining with this tale, because the person that she was friends with in the last one, she mentions it in the Batman's tale where she's talking about all the different women that are ending up murdered in the area. And that's what she's mainly there for. She's mainly there not only for these other women, but more specifically her friend that that got murdered. So I really love the Huntress tale. That's really kind of what's making it for me, and Huntress being involved in the Detective Comics issue. How she's tied her friend Mary to the recent murders and is investigating her death because she didn't think she was a good enough friend to help her. So she's still taking care of the adorable Doug the cat, calling herself temporarily taking care of a cat. And stop fighting it, girl. Stop fighting it, Helena. As someone that randomly came across a cat in a hallway. There's no temporary about it. You're Doug's mom now. You're Doug's human slave. Deal with it. So that's coming up the week, guys. It was going to be Teen Titans, and then I read Detective Comics, and the Huntress, being the smart aleck and badass that she is, kind of outranked Teen Titans for me. And I can't wait to read more about her, hopefully next month. And maybe some more, maybe her own title in the future. I think that would be lovely. I do like the Huntress, and I like what they're doing with her, and that's really great. So that's the comics for this week. There's a lot of them. Ooh, holy shit. We have got some pretty, if my recollection is correct, we got some pretty heavy comic book weeks coming up. I'm going to try to get as much of them in as possible. We've got some special issues coming up in June because of Pride Month. So got some things coming up. I know that next week we have the beginning of a special, I believe it's 8-issue set, 8 or 10, something like that, of Crush and Lobo. What? Crush and Lobo? That would be so awesome, and I can't wait. Some other really cool things are going to be happening. I think next month is going to have two Justice League comics coming out, and so that's going to be really cool. I'm really excited about the Crush and Lobo. There's a special Pride issue that's going to be coming out. That there's this really cool variant cover that I know is coming out. I'm going to be trying to find it. It has Poison Ivy and Harley on the cover together, and it's really beautiful. And I'm really hoping I can come across that one. So until then, until next week, I mean, I'll be back on the channel doing my other main event videos and everything like that. I've got something coming up. I've got something brewing in my head, and I'm going to be doing it for you guys soon. Obviously, I'm going to talk more probably about my new set, my new background. You guys like it? I put that together with my boyfriend's help last weekend. So books and fun and Funko Pops and all that. So yeah, so that's it for this week, for the comics at least, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. And this is the officially unofficial Geek channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought of the comics this week, and let me know if you have any suggestions on comics that maybe I haven't looked at that maybe you think I would like. Please tell me in the comments. Please follow us on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and follow me on TikTok at officially unofficial geek. And I'm Harley Quinn, and that's it for this week. So keep reading comics, keep shopping small businesses, keep your head up high, and read, have fun, and keep being awesome. Yeah, keep being awesome. Bye.